I was woken up by my mother crying. It happened that Eagle County Deputy, Carbondale police officer, and ICE agents were at my house there to pick me up. ICE in itself stands for Immigration Customs Enforcement. They focus mostly on criminals to begin with and people that have records. And if that's the case, I mean, I'm the exception, I guess, because I don't have a record on me. And I was picked up. And they're picking up innocent people and breaking up families.
He goes, and then one of the officers comes back and says, hey, can we get him some clothes? Can we get a change of clothes? The county sheriff sees that we're kind of going back and forth on do we put his clothes, what do we put it in? And he says, a grocery bag will do fine, a plastic grocery bag. And we're thinking he's going to Mexico. He's gonna be this guy who all of a sudden leaves the United States and walks into Mexico with a grocery bag. I mean, he's not a bum. So I look over at the sheriff and I said, no, what are you thinking? My brother in Mexico with a grocery bag and his clothes in it? No, we need a duffel bag. So he just kind of stood back and like, okay, okay.
I was taken into custody and brought to Glenwood Springs to their booking center, and I got booked, and I was just there sitting down thinking what my next move was going to be, whether if I was going to be able to walk out in the Glenwood Springs area again, or if I was going to have to start a new life in Mexico in a place that I don't know.
Mexico is where we were born, but it's not our country. That's not where we live. We live here. My brother lives here.
So I've been here 20 years, and the reason why it's important for me to receive the documentation, in my case personally, is one, to pursue the career that I've always been wanting to do, which is become a police officer. Well, once I would have the paper, so the green card, the resident card, it would help me pursue my career, because in Colorado you don't have to be a U.S. citizen to be a police officer.
The immigration judge told my brother, I think you're a great person, I think you would make an excellent citizen, but my hands are tied. The law is the law, and I have to deny you, and I have to say that the order of deportation is still on.
1998, 2000, we applied as a family unit, or I can't remember exactly the date, but we applied as a family, my two sisters, my parents, and I. For some reason, the females got approved. They are now, all three of them are now U.S. citizens.
I get asked like, oh, well, can't you just become a citizen, or can't you just become a resident? What's the holdover? What's the big deal? It took us about 15 years of applying and getting paperwork through immigration, and oh yes, we have your paperwork in. Wait for the next notice, and okay, everything's approved. Here's your work authorization, and it's good for 1 year. So another year, you send in more money, and you reapply, and then they sent us another work authorization.
I do agree that the application system for the immigration status is broken. The reason I agree with it is because I'm living through a mistake myself. A mistake that was done on the application got my dad and myself denied, and my sisters and my mom approved, when we either all should have been approved or all should have been denied, which I'm not asking for them to get their stuff taken away. But from what I've been told by my attorney, she said that we all should have been approved.
If my brother goes to Mexico, we are a broken family. Now the nephews, we have 3 nieces, well, 2 nephews, 1 niece, another one coming, and he's a role model to these kids.
We are at the courthouse in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. We're standing right outside of the building to my left, and that's pretty much our jail. While we're here, on April 29th, there was a rally being held here at the intersection where there were, I'm thinking 20 to 30 people, if not more. I haven't seen all the pictures. They were here in support of what I was going through, and they were here to demand that something was done in order to help me get out of detention from ICE. On the 29th at around 6:30 in the afternoon, I made a phone call to my sister where everybody was here, and they were all cheering when they found out that I was actually calling from a cell phone that I was borrowed from a friend of mine. And they were happy to know that I was out on the street again and heading home.
He was trying to call from the detention center to tell us what's going on and how he felt and how great and everything was. When he called at the rally, then everybody was there, and he got to talk to Brandon and give a little speech over the phone, so it was good.
The community came together, they had rallies, they had vigils, and they had meetings on how to implement a plan on getting me out. And then the whole state got together with them, and the whole state got to work, and they were making calls, emails, faxes to the Obama administration and to the head of DHS, which is Department of Homeland Security. And because Obama's administration does not want to deport any dreamers, I myself am a dreamer with the DREAM Act. I was able to walk out a free man for the moment.
First of all, I want to thank everybody that came in and joined together to make this happen. I myself am a dreamer. I myself have a dream, and the DREAM Act, I mean, it's so important to me that we have to get this immigration reform right now, 2010.